A sad, hurt man is in the hospital after being slapped in the face by a whale. A woman is in trouble for performing a sex act with a trout. And one Michigan town features a horse as their new mayor. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News. They all involve animals, guys. I love animals. Don't you love animals? Oh, let's get into the animal episode. A man is hospitalized after being slapped in the face by a whale's tail. Is this the official announcement of the war between us and the sea creatures? It might be. We have a fisherman who had an extremely rare encounter with a whale that knocked him unconscious after he was slapped in the face by the mammal's tail. What's he doing so close to the whale, man? Everybody knows you're not supposed to try and sniff the whale's armpits. That's a no-no. Emergency services had to be called after reports of this man who's in his 30s. He was injured shortly before 9 a.m. on Sunday, about 1 kilometer out from the Tweed Heads Bar. This is an area in Australia. Australia, where the animals don't like the citizens. Have we considered that Australia's wildlife probably doesn't want the humans living there at all? It's just something I've thought of over the years. Covered many a story of the dangerous creatures down there. Queensland Ambulance Service senior paramedic Scott Brown, this guy knows his stuff, man. He's a senior paramedic. He said the fisherman's experience was extremely rare. Oh, he was slapped in the face by a whale? Extremely rare? No kidding. Wow, Scott's really... This guy's been... Clearly the dude's been taking his alpha brain every morning. Those synapses are firing. This genius has another quote here. It says, "You have a little bit of disbelief that it's happened at first. Just two guys having a morning fish. All of a sudden a whale's tail appeared, striking one right in the head." Now, of course, we've had boats come in contact with whales before, but not actually a person sitting in a boat. How's that Australian accent for Scott? Not too good. I apologize. Doing the best I can here. The man apparently sustained superficial injuries and can't remember the event itself. Wow, this whale just smacked the memory right out of him. Luckily, his friend was able to help him, and they quickly called for support. That was when a rescue crew from Volunteers Marine Rescue, Water Police, and paramedics found the men, brought them back to shore. The paramedics were able to nurse the patient in the dinghy. Nurse the patient in the dinghy? Did you get nursed in a dinghy? That's a fun thing to say with an Australian accent. I was nursed in a dinghy. And then the real medics were able to take over. The man was taken to the Gold Coast University Hospital. He's in stable condition. It's unclear currently which species of whale was involved in the slap incident. I guess this is another big slap incident. This is the biggest slap incident we've had since Chris Rock got slapped at the Oscars, huh? Some people have speculated it may have been a humpback whale because they've known to get a little testy, give you a little slap upside the head once in a while. No, that's not the reason. The reason they think it's a humpback whale is because they're currently migrating along Australia's east coast. There's also a chance, though, that it was a southern right whale. That was my guess. I was like, it's probably a southern right whale, which is also migrating along the Queensland coast this time of year. And that's the end of the article. We have very little information going forward, so I just did a little search about whale slaps. It's pretty common. There are a few reasons whales' tails slap, but the main reason is to warn off predation or to warn overbearing males and or females. It is a defensive action depending on the energy in the tail slap, which generally indicates what the communication is all about. In fact, they say tail slapping can be very gentle among the whales. Two whales might lightly touch the top of the water when they're in courtship, and even they might slap lightly on the water towards a boat if they are deemed to be too close. Now, you're probably wondering, as I am, how fast does a whale slap? Faster than a Mike Tyson hook? Is it faster than Muhammad Ali's jabs, which were measured at 100 miles an hour? Well, I found this other scientific piece of material they somehow measured a killer whale's tail slap velocity, and they measured it as high as 13.6 meters per second, which I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds pretty fast to me. Probably knock you right on your ass. You're probably not going to remember it. A randy lady who allegedly was filmed performing a sex act with a live trout faces court. I guess we can file this under reasons to lose your fishing license. Let's find out what's going on here. Maybe she was just shooting video for her OnlyFins account. It's tough to make ends meet these days, guys. This lady was allegedly filmed performing a sex act on a live trout. I don't even want to know what exactly the poor trout had to be subjected to, but I'm gonna guess it's no bueno for the trout. No doubt the trout was underage as well. There's a lot to unpack here. Let's keep reading. Catherine June Lee, age 58, from the suburb of Howden. This is also in Australia, is it not? Yeah. Okay. Well, this is one way to interact with the wildlife down there, just try and have better relations. Catherine is facing some charges in relation to a bestiality material. She's charged with 1 count of possession of a bestiality product and 2 counts of making or reproducing a bestiality product. So I guess they call a video of you performing a sex act with an animal a bestiality product. And then when they find it on your phone there, that's a possession. You also get in trouble for producing a bestiality product. I don't even know if I want to keep reading. Should we even go into this? This is going to give us PTSD, some of us, I think. Okay, let's just catch our breath here and get into this shocking story. Police allege the disturbing video showed Lee lying on a boat in the sea, somewhere near Tasmania's south, as her male co-accuser used a live brown trout to perform a sex act on her. The footage depicted sexual activity between Lee and the trout. That's what they're saying. I feel bad for the jury that had to watch this video. There's a link to the video. I'm not going to watch it, man. I'm not doing it. I don't even want to imagine what happened. I'd imagine it's some sort of it's reminiscent of that famous Led Zeppelin story with the shark in the hotel room. You guys familiar with this? I believe Frank Zappa then wrote a song about it called The Mud Shark. Am I right or am I wrong? Someone knows. Someone out there knows. Anyways, back into the disgusting details describing this fishy situation and the sex act with the trout. I'm going to guess there's no romance involved here. And this is bestiality on a whole other scale, if you know what I mean. Guys, the puns. This is what you get, huh? This is what you paid for. You probably didn't pay for this, but this is what you're getting. Apparently, this video of the sexy fish act was passed around quite a bit on the internet. This is how she got caught from the get-go. I don't know how you can insert a fish into you with confidence, given they have teeth, they have scales, they have very pointy fins. So, yeah, I don't even know what you're thinking. I'm going to guess there's alcohol involved or drugs and drug paraphernalia involved. The article just abruptly ends here that say the police are reminding members of the public that bestiality acts like this are illegal, in case you weren't aware that they're illegal. I don't know who would think that they're legal. People are out of their minds out there, and people have weird fetishes. I mean, I don't know if I can chalk this up to being a fetish or it was just a money move on the part of the woman. Nonetheless, she's obviously going to pay the price of some sort of incarceration, a fine, and an infection, I'm guessing. Kind of that goes with the territory. I'm going to end this segment by acting out a scene that happened in the boat prior to trout insertion. But honey, what about this fishy smell? Oh, no worries, babe. I don't think the fish is going to mind. In one Michigan town, the mayor was a dog, but now they've elected a horse. I love this story. This is the U.S. political news that I can tolerate at this moment in time. The rest of it, no bueno. Now, this all takes place in the northern Michigan town called Omena, O-M-E-N-A. A crowd of people gathered as Sally Viskachil, president of the local historical society, made the announcement, quote, "Our new mayor is Lucky." There was a smattering of applause. Lucky is a horse, a cross between an American quarter and an American paint. And Lucky is the first horse to be elected mayor of Omena. Until now, this race has only ever been won by a dog and once a cat. You could say Lucky was an underdog in securing the town's highest office, except he beat 12 dogs, 5 cats, and a goat. Many of them were in attendance. Now, they say here once a fundraising stunt for the local historical society that began in 2009. This is now a true election and the source of heated political debate in this middle-of-nowhere Michigan village with a population of just over 300. Now, it sounds lovely that a horse won, but not everybody's pleased. We have Kathy Stevenson, the campaign manager for Topsy and Turvy, domestic short-hair cats who ran on one ticket to be co-mayors of the town. Kathy said, "That horse isn't even from here." All right. Also, it's a horse, lady. It's a horse. So, I mean, at that point, I think the origin story can be tossed out the window. You guys are obviously living in cartoon land over there, is what I'm saying. Lucky's 16 years old, has lived 2,000 miles away in Cave Creek, Arizona, his entire life. Lucky was allowed to run for mayor because his human relatives have owned property in Omena for 3 generations, and they plan to relocate here in the fall. Now, for the purposes of this story, they interviewed a woman named Debbie Dish, who's a resident of Omena. She is the campaign manager of the dog Rosie that's been the mayor for the last 3 years, whose platform includes, quote, "Let's sleep all day and wag all night." Debbie says, quote, "It's been an exhausting 3-year term for Rosie, but I'm pretty satisfied even though she didn't win. Most Omena mayors don't make it past 1 term. Now, contrary to what you may be thinking, in Omena, the mayoral position isn't just for show. According to the Historical Society's own guidelines, the mayor of the town participates in all functions important to the village's placement in the county. This includes community meetings, galas, and public functions. Rosie, in fact, was in attendance at a recent museum exhibit opening, making the rounds as guests sipped on wine and nibbled on cheese. During this last election, the species question has been a big source of debate in the town. Is a dog or a cat better qualified for public office? Or did they need to consider a third species candidate to come in and shake things up? Well, obviously, the horse is going to do such things. I'd imagine Lucky the horse has got some serious business. Probably going to promote a very stable economy, trample all the issues that the town has, and make sure that Omena's on the right track, so to speak. One resident named Harold was quite happy that a horse will be taking over the mayoral duties. Harold claims that dogs don't take the mayorship very seriously. He says, quote, "Well, a dog will just kind of let things go around here. Hey, everything's fine. Let's just keep everything the way it is. Other animals like to shake it up. Cats, I know, like to shake up the status quo." Now, obviously, there's some people here who are questioning exactly how a horse mayor is going to work. Here's a quote from a guy named Butch who says, "Is a horse going to come to meetings? They can't let the horse in the buildings. Not the city buildings, can they? I mean, a cat or a dog, that's no problem. They can enter buildings. There's only so many places a horse can go, man." Seems most of the villagers, though, have a very humorous and positive attitude about all this. One person said, quote, "All politics are pretty stupid to me, but at least we're having some fun with it over here, and we're still all friends at the end of the day." So for the next 3 years, which is the allotted term for an Omena mayor, it could bring some big changes to the community. Lucky could be the harbinger of a vastly different approach to local leadership. Horses, after all, are known to be very healing. I'm about to wreck your body and say turn the party out. I'm about to wreck your body and say turn the party out. Hi, my friends. Are you guys ready to party? Hey, it would be a great idea is if we did a Weird AF News cruise. Everybody bought tickets and we go out on a cruise. I don't think I can fill a cruise ship, but maybe we can get a little dinghy. Just go up and down the coast a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be a booze cruise. I'll record 1 episode sober and 1 episode drunk as heck. That'd be some fun, right? A little bit of karaoke we'll be doing some dancing. Dancing. I'm a podcaster machine. Oh, babe. Ooh, me, baby. Anyways, I don't even want to do this outro. I just want to sing. Another Monty Python reference. Oh, I'm full of them, guys. I'm full of them. Anyways, I'll just keep this brief because why listen to me drone on and on? If you want to email me, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. If you got some articles, whatever you want to say hi. If you want to support the show, go to weirdafnews.com. That's it. That's all she wrote, my man.